G'day, my name's Brett Thomson. I've got two cool stories about Stephen and Evan Tan. But before I do a little bit about myself, I'm a direct response copywriter who specialises in e-commerce. I've helped contribute to well over $250 million worth of sales and been involved in through ownership or through clients, multiple seven-figure businesses, and also co-owner of a digital agency who help people with their copywriting and emails for e-com. So when I first met Steve and Evan, they invited me to speak as a guest speaker for their e-commerce world summit in Singapore, and which is cool. I mean, I've seen them on social media. I know they had a massive following. I never met them before, but at the same time, I was curious just to really see these guys perform and know more about them, because let's face it, in this space, there's an expert that pops up every week, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you get some success in a certain area and then you want to teach it to others, that's a good thing. But a lot of new experts are generally either very good at a narrow area only, or they're just having a lot of depth across the other things. And let me tell you, 5 minutes in the room with Stephen and Evan, and instantly you know the depth of knowledge they have in this industry. Right, and you can't pretend that. It comes from them being involved in and multiple successful e-commerce stores across multiple different industries and markets, and that proves that you can't have an accidental win, because so many markets are different. So that proves that they know their stuff. They've got formulas and methods and systems where success can be almost predictable, or they know if it's not going to tick the few boxes, they can stop and do something else. That you can't accidentally have that kind of success, and it showed me the depth of knowledge, but it's also demonstrated the authority they have anytime they open their mouth and speak about e-commerce. They've got so much authority and an opportunity for anyone to learn from. So the other part, which I found was a really pleasant surprise when I got to know these guys more. The first story was when I was on stage at their event. And I was next to most of the other speakers, and we were having a Q&A panel. And someone in the audience asked a question. It was a lady who said, I'm just starting out. This is the niche I'm going to go into. Where would I start? What should I do? And one by one, all the speakers started just unloading all their information, just saying, here's what you do, here's what not to do, I'll do this. And everyone was just having a turn at just trying to just bombard it with brilliant stuff. And then right at the end, Steve piped up and he had his turn, and he said, if I were you, I would quit that idea and do something else. All right. And everyone was just sitting on the edge of their seat wondering what he was going to say. And he pretty much said, listen, it's obvious you've fallen in love with that niche, and that's a dangerous thing when it comes to e-commerce, because if you have that emotional attachment, you won't let go of it sooner. And also, it was a very crowded niche and industry, and most people don't make it in that particular niche. Not saying that she couldn't, but it showed me, number one, he comes from a place of caring. So you cared enough for that person just to be able to give them some tough love, and that's what you want in a mentor. And that was really another layer of Steve, which is really cool. And the other thing, the other story is about Evan, and I noticed he had awesome shoes. There's more than that, but he does have awesome shoes every time I see him. But we were at dinner. They shouted us some dinner on all the other speakers. It was cool. And I said to Evan, so, mate, what's next for you? What's your goal? Because you guys had a massive success, nearly 1,000 people, and people lining up out the doors to get in. And he said to me, for us personally, we probably want to have a few more like consistent $500,000 days for each store, not just collectively, but just make a store have consistent $500,000 days. I'm like, that would be awesome, right? And so that showed me another layer of these guys. They're not only depth, and they not only can speak with authority, and they not only care, but they have a vision, and they're always on the front edge, just going for more and more and more. Right. So, and that's really what you want in mentors. And I'll tell you that because if you ever have an opportunity to sit in the room with these guys, or if you ever have an opportunity to invest in one of their courses or products, the answer should be yes every time. Say yes and find out a way how to to get there, or invest in it, because you know you're going to get that depth of knowledge, you're going to get that care, you're going to get someone with the experience, and also someone who's on the cutting edge, always going to the next boundary. They're not being comfortable. So they're awesome guys, and I'm proud to call them my friends now. And I just want to give this my highest endorsement to those guys, and encourage you to do whatever you can in whatever shape or form to do business with them. Thanks for listening.